I mean, I suppose that's such a strange, because I think the way that we currently think about gender, well, I suppose it's eroding a bit now, but the way that we thought about gender, maybe or even as little as 5 years ago, as
Mm.
being just you're a man or you're a woman and that's it. It's such a strange thing because it's so new. That's not the way
Yeah.
that people thought about it for millennia. I think Native American tribes had three genders.
Mm.
Um, it's always been there's always been a sort of it's never been as clear cut, but we've sort of, I don't know. I suppose it's maybe just because we've got the sort of Western scientific medical tradition, which has given many great advantages, but it has given us the propensity to just try and squeeze everything into a box or into a mecha, if you will.
Yeah.
Uh,
'Cause- yeah, that's true. Like, I feel like we definitely have to try and fit like the trans experience into a box to try and justify it to people who don't experience it themselves. Like, because it obviously makes it easier to describe an experience. Um, but it is like it's not tangible. Like you can't actually like measure what it's like to like you can't like have like a brain scan and be like, yeah, that's a trans brain. Like, and to be fair, it make my life a lot easier because like I even myself I get like I know a lot of trans people get like trans imposter syndrome. Um, so it's like they don't feel like they're trans enough because there's this whole narrative of like knowing since you were four and like constantly being miserable and like
mm,
hating wearing dresses. But I would wear skirts and dresses until I was about 18, 19 because I didn't realize anything other than that was available to me.
yeah,
Um, and like, yeah, it's just so people. So like trans imposter syndrome is like when you don't actually, yeah, we don't feel like you're trans enough because we don't because the variety of the experiences um, aren't shown to us. We don't see them. We just kind of have these very stereotypical, accessible experiences, and even gender dysphoria is like it counts as a mental illness in the DSM-5, which I kind of understand, and it's kind of a way to articulate it and how to like go forward with your medical transition. And then, but also at the same time, I think there's quite like a an archaic view for it, where it's like because if you think back to like the 70s, like even being gay was considered like a mental illness and it
mm,
was medicalized because it's strange because it is like a medical experience being trans. Well, for some people, like because I'm on hormones and intend to have surgery in the future to flatten my chest, but like some trans people don't like and it's just like so like what does it mean for certain people and to someone like me as a trans guy, I don't mind presenting relatively femme. As you probably noticed, I'm wearing nail varnish. Uh,
yes, looks good by the way.
I, no, thank you. I think it goes well with the blue, like a
Yeah,
kind of a
it does
sandy
actually.
beach vibe. Like my is a sea,
If
my
you got to have the beach vibe on you, because at the moment we can't have the beach vibe
yeah, I bring
in
the beach
reality.
to myself. So like I would like I feel probably my most confident when I'm clocked as male, not clocked because that's when I'm read as male, but I'm quite femme at the same
Yeah,
time. I quite like that balance, um, and like I also in like want to take hormones to pass as male more. And then there are some people who will present as like very femme or very masculine and not want to take hormones whatsoever and not have any kind of surgeries. Like it's not a universal experience, and I feel like sometimes trans people aren't given the same scope of gender expression as cis people because you could get a like a tomboy, so a kind of masculine woman, and they'd pretty much be just accepted as a woman. So be like, oh yeah, you're just a butch woman, or like a feminine man.
yeah,
However, as a trans person, sometimes if you want to kind of be more yourself with your gender expression, people are like, I don't think you're actually trans. If
Yeah,
you like feminine things, like,
you can't be a feminine man if you're trans. You've got to be
yeah,
like the manliest man ever. You must chop wood and wrestle bears
yes.
to prove
Um,
yourself.
I've got many a battle scar from fighting bears.
It's such a trial. I mean, you know, as we know, every man must at some point battle a bear. That is our right. And I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
that's how I realized I was trans. Actually, I just saw a bear and like I was like, why do I want to punch this bear? Um,
I just, I looked at it straight in the eye and I just thought I could land a right punch on its bloody snout. I could
knock you the fuck out, and I was like, oh, okay.
give
Um,
me the fucking eyes.